Welcome to Modern Leadership Live, where we create collaborative conversations to connect your company culture and our world community. I'm your host, Nina Segura, and today I'm super excited because Andy Kaplan is here. He's the former CFO of Audible. He's the VMT mentor, and most importantly, he's a CFO who looks beyond the numbers. And Andy, I know that you have a very busy day today, and I'm super excited that you could join us so early. Thank you so much.
Well, Nina, thank you for having me. It's going to be a real pleasure to be on your show.
I would love to hear, I know you're a leader who embodies your message, and I would love for you to share with everyone, and I personally want to hear it again, what does modern leadership mean to you?
You know, modern leadership is all about creating an environment where each person on the team can be the best they can be. And to make that happen, a leader has to do four things. They have to inspire, they have to teach, they have to listen, and they have to learn. So let me talk about each of those four things. In terms of inspiring, that provides the fuel for people to be the best they could be and to be excited about the path ahead. They have to teach. They should never miss an opportunity to help people learn something new. After all, that's how all of us grew. They must listen. Ideas are made to be heard. People want to be heard. And they must learn. The world does not stand still. Everyone has a responsibility to build their capabilities over time, including leaders. Learning is how you get better at what you do. And these four things have to be surrounded by a culture that values kindness and compassion. So if you have an organization that values kindness and compassion, and it's wrapped around these four things, that is a recipe for success.
Wow, Andy, oh my gosh, that's so good. The line that really hit me is ideas are made to be shared. And that whole symbiotic co-creation, it sounds like you see yourself as a leader, you embody that. I know I've seen you do that. And also it seems like you have this way of creating with the people around you by listening, by learning, by teaching, by inspiring. It's so good.
And Nina, the outcome of this is when people are at their best, they are 10x average performers. 10x. That is huge. So just imagine having a room full of colleagues or a Zoom full of colleagues that are all 10x average.
Yeah. Whose possibilities are limitless, right? Like, I mean, you have so many. You had said that you felt like the world needed some more of these now than ever. When you think about all these four, do you think that all four are needed right now more than ever? Or there's some that are needed more so?
Well, I think all these are needed. They're all integral. They all build upon one another. But I think the world has to do a better job at ensuring all points of view are heard. And there's got to be more empty space in conversations that allow people to fully convey and transmit their thoughts and not be in a rush to get the words out across the Zoom or across the phone call and get the airtime to get a snippet of their idea across, but better get the full idea across and have it turn into a conversation and a give and take. And that's how you build ideas. And as you build ideas, that's how you solve problems and seize opportunities.
Yeah. So when we're rushing, I know for me, if I'm rushing from thing to thing to thing, I forget things. My staff reminds me, or maybe I'm, making a rash decision too soon the best leaders create space to think things through, to have two-way conversation. I love that. And you alluded to a little bit like empathy too. Like it's important that I can empathize with other diverse perspectives.
Yeah. A nice rule of thumb I have when I have a Zoom meeting is I just assume we're going to schedule 40 minutes, but it's going to take an hour because I'm going to make a special effort throughout the meeting to ensure we've got the white space. And if anybody has anything else to add before we move to the next topic, it comes out.
So the best leaders create white space. I know there's a lot of organizations like Twitter, for example, they call it Perch time, where they do exactly what you said. If it's a 90-minute meeting, it's scheduled for 90 minutes, but it ends at 75. Or, if it's an hour, it ends at 45, at least, formally ends. And so the loose ends are tied up, or there's just space to breathe where people can be together, right? Constant doing. I love that.
Yeah, I love that Perch time. That's great. I'm going to steal that idea.
Yes, awesome. Any bold predictions for what you think will happen in the future? Like, say, for example, everyone's like, Andy Kaplan, this is the way, we're inspiring, we're teaching, we're listening, we're learning, and the world is in this space. What do you think would be something that would be a bold prediction after that?
Yeah, well, I've got a prediction. I'm not sure how bold it is. To me, it's pretty obvious. We used to live in an analog geographic world where if you wanted to start a tech company, you had to be in New York or maybe Seattle or San Francisco or Austin. And if you wanted to hire people, they had to live nearby. Well, both of those paradigms are out the window. Today, you can start a company anywhere. And today, you can hire from anywhere. In the past, talent was a function of location. Talent is no longer a function of location. So this is huge. Anybody can start a company anywhere. Hello, Kat.
I know, that's the other thing. You could be joined by your supervisor who might have 4 legs.
So I think this change is going to revolutionize the way people start companies. And you're going to see more companies starting in many different areas, and they're going to solicit talent from, across the planet.
So what I hear you saying is that if you think about it, the world's become a more accessible place at this point. So what I hear you saying is that people can look at how they're being versus what their limits are. Our limits were geographical before, but now we've got this wide talent pool that crosses geographical boundaries.
That's right. A young person in Omaha can go work for Apple Computer from Omaha. A year ago, they had to go to Cupertino.
Yeah, I feel like also we're looking at how we can be of diverse thought, right? I mean, these characteristics that you mentioned, inspire, teach, learn, and listen, are characteristics that I think we're going to need, especially if there's diverse thoughts happening, right? Because our own culture would be maybe not necessarily the same as someone else's that is across the Zoom screen. Or maybe the way we resolve conflict might be different, or the way we make decisions might be different. So I feel like these are so applicable.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Nina. These soft skills will be more and more important in order to get the job done going forward.
Great. What is something, if you don't mind sharing, that you feel you just want to leave as like your parting words to and remember this?
Yeah. So, I grew up in the direct marketing business where our challenge was always to beat the control, which means do better in the future than how you're doing right now. And we've got to do that every day as we're running businesses and as we're growing businesses. And you can be sure if you're not doing it in your organization, a couple of people down the street who are competing against you are doing it. So my mantra is when you get up in the morning and you start your day and you're thinking about your business, beat the control.
Love
do
it.
Better than you did yesterday.
And don't look too much in the past, right? Just if I'm doing better than I did yesterday, that's it. That's my litmus test right there.
Mistakes are a gift. They're all learning opportunities.
Oh, Andy, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so grateful to have met you and for this quality time together. You're wonderful. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Nina. I've had a fun time and I wish you well.